From the earliest moments of our cognitive awakening, a singular, corrective command echoes through the corridors of childhood memory, delivered with the towering authority of parental guidance: be nice. As children, we lacked the linguistic or emotional maturity to deconstruct the semantics of this order, yet we absorbed its visceral implication immediately. We understood, on a primal level, that our raw impulses, our unadulterated desires, and our natural mode of interacting with the world were somehow flawed. To simply be what we wanted to be was identified as a problem. To exist without modification was to court disapproval. This initial seed of social conditioning does not wither as we age, rather, it is watered and fertilized by every institution we encounter. From the structured compliance of the classroom to the moral parables of religious instruction, and even through the anthropomorphic morality plays of Saturday morning cartoons and the smiling faces in soda commercials, the mandate to be nice becomes the background radiation of our lives. In a universe that is often indifferent, entropic, and replete with genuine malevolence, the pursuit of benevolence is, without question, a noble survival strategy. Given that existence is fraught with chaos and inevitable suffering, the collective agreement to treat one another with gentleness is theoretically the glue holding civilization together. However, our philosophical inquiry often halts prematurely at this surface level. We are handed the directive to be nice, but we are rarely given the instruction manual for navigating the complex nuances of kindness in a multifaceted reality. We are left without a map to distinguish between virtue and submission, and the consequences of this ambiguity are profound. To dissect this phenomenon, we must first rigorously define what this modern iteration of niceness actually entails. In this context, niceness is not merely pleasantness, it transforms into a pathological aversion to friction. It manifests as a compulsive need to accommodate, a terror of offending, and a systematic suppression of the self. It is the reflexive yes when every fiber of one's being screams no. It is the silencing of one's own intuition, intellect, and desires, relegating them to the bottom of a hierarchy where everyone else's comfort reigns supreme. While this definition might seem extreme to some, it is the silent reality for the chronic people-pleaser. The tragedy lies in the misunderstanding: we conflate this self-effacement with virtue. This brand of performative niceness, while superficially smooth, is indistinguishable from poison when administered over the timeline of a human life. It is toxic not only to the individual who practices it but also to the ecosystem of relationships they inhabit. When one adopts the persona of the eternal agoror, they become a mirror that reflects only what others wish to see, rather than a window into a genuine soul. This leads to a life constructed entirely on false pretenses. It steers individuals into the purgatory of careers they despise, working for corporations whose ethics they loathe, simply because they could not bear the discomfort of declining an offer or voicing a dissenting opinion. It results in creative sterility, where valuable insights and necessary critiques are swallowed whole to avoid rocking the boat, doomed to die in the throat of the nice person while the collective project suffers from a lack of honest feedback. Furthermore, this compulsion drags people into the gravitational pull of asymmetrical relationships and dreadful friendships. The nice person becomes a magnet for narcissists and energy vampires, or they remain trapped in connections that expired years ago, preserved only by the formaldehyde of polite silence. The cruel irony is that the nice person believes they are acting out of selflessness. They view their suppression as a sacrificial offering to the harmony of the group. However, if we look through the lens of psychological realism, we find a covert form of selfishness and deception at the core of this behavior. When we habitually agree with everyone, we are not validating them, we are protecting ourselves. We are not prioritizing the other person's needs, we are prioritizing our own safety from rejection. It is a sophisticated defense mechanism designed to curate a favorable image in the minds of others. The nice person is not truly engaging in a dialogue, they are performing a monologue of compliance for an audience they desperately need to applaud them. They are not listening to understand, they are listening to determine what response will ensure they remain liked. Consequently, They are not authentic participants in the social contract but rather actors reading a script of cowardice. By presenting a false self to the world, we rob our partners, friends, and colleagues of the opportunity to know who we actually are. We contribute to the world negatively by contributing falsely. Over time, the psychological toll of this performance is devastating. One can only wear a mask that is too tight for so long before it begins to cut into the skin. The discrepancy between the internal reality and the external presentation breeds a deep, corrosive resentment. This unspoken bitterness festers in the darkness, eventually leading to a complete erosion of intimacy or a volatile implosion that destroys the very relationships the nice person tried so hard to preserve. It is a slow-motion tragedy where the fear of immediate conflict ensures the certainty of long-term failure. If we wish to transcend this trap and become meaningful contributors to the human experience, we must distinguish between the nice and the kind. True kindness is robust, it is rooted in reality and acts as a force for genuine good, even when that force is abrasive. Kindness requires the courage of authenticity. It demands that we bring our full selves to the table, which inevitably includes our disagreements, our boundaries, and our refusals. Kindness is the ability to look a collaborator in the eye and explain, with clarity and firmness, why their contribution is failing the project. It may sting in the moment, but it respects the work and the person enough to demand excellence. Kindness is telling a romantic partner that you cannot meet them halfway on a specific issue because to do so would be to betray your own core values. It is uncomfortable, yes, but it saves years of passive-aggressive misery. Kindness is the power to decline invitations, deals, and opportunities that do not align with your purpose, without fabricating excuses. It is the willingness to tell a friend that they are acting foolishly, serving as a mirror of truth rather than an enabler of delusion. We must make peace with the fact that this form of kindness will not make us universally beloved. It will cause some people to leave our lives. And this is not a loss, it is a necessary filtration. We must cultivate the strength to trust that we can survive without the applause of the crowd, without the validation of every acquaintance, and without the safety net of total agreement. Imagine the liberation of a life reclaimed from the expectations of others. Consider the sheer volume of time saved when we stop engaging in hollow rituals of politeness. Think of the emotional energy conserved when we no longer harbor the heavy weight of unexpressed resentment. Ultimately, this analysis is not meant to cast shame upon the nice person. We must view them with compassion, for they are often souls with good intentions, operating under a broken navigation system. They are navigating a complicated world filled with contradictory platitudes, often crippled by a shattered sense of self-worth that was broken by forces beyond their control. The path forward is to extend kindness not just to others, but to ourselves. We must replace the fragile, fearful niceness with a sturdy, courageous kindness. A kindness that doesn't always feel good, but always does good. A kindness that trades the shallow comfort of popularity for the deep satisfaction of living a life that is real, effective, and profoundly honest.